Testing. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. All right. Why is that repeating? Shouldn't be on repeat. That's on my broadcast. What the hell? The hell, damn guy. Got the 24-hour broadcast going now on Rumble. Right now, it seems borked, and it's just right over there, but I'm not getting up right now to fix it. There's 4 albums that are playing on repeat. I have 6 that I was playing before. I'm going to just keep it going for long periods of time because it's a category of 24-hour broadcasts. So for me to make program changes, I need to schedule maintenance. So I will do that later. In the meantime, good morning, Brian. Good morning. Good morning, Freezy New Project. Good morning, Hans Christian Schwartz. Afternoon in your neck of the woods. Good morning, Blues. Good morning. It's Monday, March 18th, 2024. Stomach's growling. Man, what you growling at? Good morning, Barb. What am I doing here? And why is my phone on do not disturb? Oh, Lord. All right, that's a block for this person. Block. Nigerian scammers. Okay. Good afternoon from North Wales. Morning from Farsec. My camera, I don't know. I can probably with the stick. Watch this magic here. Oh, now I'm kind of in the frame. Not really. Nope. Just got my stick here. Hello. I'm somewhat quiet. All right, I need coffee and a croissant. Well, I can fix the quiet part. Yeah, I can do that. It's because I'm reclining and I got a neck thing on. So, yeah. I've been driving. Last week was brutal. This is a new week. This is kind of why I do this, just have a new week, and I'm going to have to do a split mix because right now I'm talking slower because I've got a delay on there we go, that's much better. Whew. Otherwise, I would start talking really slow. Still? Okay, well, let's do this then. Let's do that. That's crazy to me because during the K-Fuck broadcast, is this better? Is this much better? Is this a little better? Is this a lot better? I gave it 3 dB. I can give it 6 dB. I don't want to clip, I ain't be clipping. Ain't be clipping. Actually have a lot of clipping to do. A lot of editing to do. 24-hour broadcast is live now, so I have stuff, a place to put stuff. So thanks Nikarasu for that donation. Sound is better. Sounds great. Sound is much better. You're on my garden channel. 5x5. Sound is good. Okay. Good. Great. Wonderful. Super. Superb. Fantastic. It's fine. Let me put my stick up. There. Let me turn my phone on. Do not disturb. It's 10:07 already. We've taken 7 minutes to get the sound right. And sit up and get in the fucking frame. Huh? Maybe do that. Okay. It was a rough week last week, man. Lost, I know it's not as loud. Hold on. There we go. I had to reposition it when I repositioned myself. Good morning, Travis. Slacker. Okay. Well, takes one to know one, I guess. Brother man. Yeah. Okay, I don't know, man. There was... I got to look in the Discord this morning. And I'm in Peter Jensen's Discord as well. So, I love you too, Travis. Oh, let me take that off too. Sitting up straight. Don't need it. Okay. Drank my coffee. I got up at 8 here. So, sorry to those of you who are already had a half a day or whatever. Like, this is comical, really. It's like, hey, wake the fuck up, dude. I'm drinking Theraflu. We got crazy weather. Crazy weather. I'm afraid for the hurricane season. Really don't want to have to evacuate. Okay, so let's go to the main screen here. Main screen. Oh, I hear the door opening, and I always am afraid she's going to knock on the door, and there's going to be something wrong. Okay, main screen. Let's move the Discord over here. All right, so I got to looking in the Discord, and I saw some of the clips that I've been posting or had posted. You know, start with Doug and stuff, but now I'm gonna be clipping some Deej stuff. Brother Deej committed suicide, and the memorial was really sad. And there were other things it was, but I will just conclude by saying it was sad. Jesus. I dropped the phone on the floor. Way to go, me. Check this out. Yeah, I'm doing real good. Where's the fucking web? Doing great this morning. Yep. So that was me getting the nod from Joel Saunier. Oh, hold on. I'll play it again and blow it up so you can see what I'm talking about. The nod. All right. A proper nod from a proper gentleman, Joel Saunier. What the hell? I muted the media again. All right, here we go. Proper nod. Okay, what the hell does that mean? That's nonverbal communication going on. I'll tell you. And I'll talk about that special relationship you get to develop with people in your trade or your life or your family or whatever. There is something for me, particularly. I'm in space. There's something for me. I need to look at the chat here. There's something for me in music that makes it feel very, I don't know, universal. And therefore, it can be, when I'm affected by music, it can change the way I perceive the world and other people. That's how powerful it is to me. And I can't say exactly how. I don't know how the brain does that. But yeah, with each with each group, with each where they're from, the area they're from, their local customs and traditions and culture, you get different types of playing, of music, all the different types of things that come from all over the world, all the music, and what that is kind of emanating from these traditions and cultures and whatever the other word I said was. It seems to emanate out of the music somehow. And so to me that sort of is a basic, and sound is a very basic, very primitive, very old sense or feeling, the movement of air, the movement of anything, as opposed to the stillness of everything or anything. Movements. There's a potty joke in there if someone wants to take it, but I don't go for those. I try to play to the top of the crowd. That's what Bill Hicks said to do. Play to the top of the crowd, and if the one or two people get it, then it's a trickle down effect. I think he made a Reagan joke too about it, but anyways, Bill Hicks. Rest in peace. Long time ago, we lost him. We lost Joel in early part of this year, and he was a he had a hit song in the 80s. Probably don't know it. Called Tear Stained Letter. I can't play it, but you can check it out if you want. It does. I wouldn't say it really represents the area. Maybe it did if you involve or if you factor in certain drugs, but I don't want to do that. I'm not going to lump Joel in with that. That's all Wayne Toop's territory. But oh, this is such a local start. I'll try to broaden it. My mind has been on the community here, though, because of the loss of Joel recently, and Brother Deej and Brian in 2019. And in this community, Doug, before him, Arnie, Lerma. Like, are we all just destined to kill ourselves? I'm not saying Doug killed himself. In a way, he did, because he just did not care. He's like, I don't care if it kills me. I hope it does. I'm smoking more so that it'll kill me quicker. That was a Lulu howl. Woohoo! I can't see who did that. Thank you. That will, thanks a lot, because I'm stuck at that $24.80, and I can't do a transfer to my bank. They're like, you're 40 or 20 something cents below the minimum transaction. I honestly prefer PayPal donations, because I think if you can do friends and family or whatever, it's like they don't charge you extra. But I'm not gonna. The beggars can't be choosy. So, Wayne Toots, yeah, right. What you know about Wayne Toots? Oh, Freezy New Project from Farsec. Wayne Toots. Yeah, Wayne did toot. Wayne played a show in Shackles in Lake Charles at Contraband Days. It's a pirate festival, and he played basically tied to the stage. They let him out of jail to go play his song, Take My Hand, Show Me the Truth, Say Those Little Words, Oh, I love only you. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling good. Woo! Let's do this. Oh, man. No, it's okay, Barb. We like the Lulu. The PayPal, we don't get the Lulu howls. See? So that makes you're adding, you're not only helping me, but you're adding to the value and quality of the broadcast. So, Wayne Toops, Toups. Wayne Toops. They call him Cocaine Wayne. He wore a mullet. I mean, he is, hey, Inca, finally caught you live. Okay. Glad that you're here. Good morning. It's morning here, Monday. Hey, Sue. Cleaning up the house a little bit. That sounds good. It's always nice to have that fresh smell of the cleaning supplies, all the chemicals and shit. Me personally, I love chemicals because I mean, I smoked cigarettes for 24 years. I loved taste. I loved it. Chemicals. Good morning, cave ma'am. What's the good word? Well, I'm trying to figure it out. Um, I'll drop my Discord link for anyone who's here that wants that. Um, I don't. I'm not gonna drop Pete's Discord because I don't. I didn't ask him. I don't think he'd mind, but I'm just gonna play it safe there. So yeah, I don't know, man. Um, what do y'all want to talk about, really? Because my last week was kind of like fucked up like a three-legged chicken, and not in a bad way, and also in a bad way. So I got the yin and the yang. Um, it was hard. It was incredibly difficult, but also incredibly rewarding. Like right now, there's a 24-hour broadcast going. It's a crap broadcast at the moment, but the broadcast is 24/7. I can throw whatever the fuck I want on there at any time and start running a programming schedule. So that's what the good word is, I suppose. The Echoplex Media, who some of y'all might be familiar with, who've done interviews with um, Doug and other former Scientologists, um, have extended the license for their uh, music catalog from their podcasts to broadcast on Delta Gold Media 24/7. Hey, Whitney, what's up? Hey, Whitney in the house. The robots. Skynet. Is my volume still okay? I do a split mix. I don't know if you know what that means, but that just means that I hear a little bit of my local signal and I hear a little bit of what y'all are hearing, but I don't hear both. And, you know, alone. I can, but if I listen to what y'all are hearing, then I get it on a delay and it makes me talk like this because of the timing. So, all right, good. Volume's still good. Great. Perfect. All right. What the fuck was I talking about? What do y'all want to talk about? Well, um, I don't know. Let me know. But, getting shit off your chest is good. Um, did some of that this week. Me and Travis had a good talk about music and, you know, what, it's like sometimes subjects are hard to broach because of you're afraid to damage the relationship, at least. That's how I felt, and I think that's how he felt. I can't speak for him, but, if memory serves correctly, there were things that we both just were kind of not wanting to talk about because we were afraid of damaging our relationship somehow, and especially on the music side of things. So that got worked out. But it was sort of precipitated by this death, this untimely suicide death of a good friend of mine, Brother Deej. Um, I say a good friend of mine as part of the music community. I say he'd be more of a well. I was he was a peer, and a long time ago we he's much older. He's well, not much older. He's 13 years older than me. He's the same age as Billy Corgan, whose birthday is today. So happy birthday, Billy Corgan. Um, Still waiting to find out if I'm going to be playing guitar for them. But with 10,000 applications, and 8 people to sort through them all, yeah, I don't know about all that. Losing people, talking about things that you don't necessarily want to because you don't want to keep what it is you got. You're going steady, but maybe slow and steady. But you could be going, I don't know, 400 knots. But by not expressing that, you end up both going slow. And it doesn't feel steady. To keep going with the boat analogy, it's like you're holding a glass of water and trying to keep it from spilling it. Going, even going slow in the ocean, like, that can be hard to do. So, I think I'm going to play Crazy Motherfucker by Brother Deej and let y'all check that song out. Prophecy Records has been very gracious with the use, and because Deej and I had an informal agreement that I could broadcast his music, wherever, whenever. So I tagged him after he died, and I was like, look, I want to do a tribute show, which I did last Thursday, and sort of went through his whole catalog. So Crazy Motherfucker, Brother Deej. I really like this song, and it's off my favorite record, track 8 off of How to Kill a Horse, which I think is a really cool title for a record. The album artwork is also, it's a little, it's dark southern. If I don't know how to make chords, buy this chord pack and blah, 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 blah. I hate these fucking commercials. I tell you what, this is for the lazy ass musician. Oh, look, there's a whole progression right there. Yes, you can make something out of that if you're that fucking uncreative. Okay, so Crazy Motherfucker by Brother Deej. Let's listen to this.
Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Craziest fucker that you ever seen. Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Craziest fucker that you'll ever meet. Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Got a duct tape suit and some Theta sack jeans. Yeah, I'm...
Oh, shit. Duct tape suit and some tater sack jeans. Sorry, I just had to point out that... and I've got this playing at the same time. Hold on. I just had to point that out. Duct tape suit, and some tater sack jeans. All right. Next line. Up at this point, he's just saying, "I'm a crazy motherfucker." Yeah, the picture's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful horse. I'll probably say something about how to kill a horse and horses in general.
I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. bugging eyes like some egg fried beans.
Cuckoo bugging eyes like some egg fried beans. Cuckoo bugging eyes like some egg fried beans. I mean, God. Duct tape soup, tater sack jeans, cuckoo bugging eyes with some egg fried, like some egg fried beans. That's a crazy motherfucker, man. He whacked out. Whacked the fuck out. Oh, man.
Craziest fucker that you'll ever meet. You got to give me back the pay. Now don't you know? You got to give me back the pay. Now don't you know? You got me crawling on my knees. Now don't you know? You got me begging in the street. Now don't you know? You got to give me back the pay. Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Craziest fucker that you ever seen. Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Craziest fucker that you'll ever meet. Craziest fucker that you'll ever meet. You got to give me back the pay. Now don't you know? You got to give me back the pay. Now don't you know? You got me crawling on my knees. Now don't you know? You got me begging in the street. Now don't you know? You got to give me back the pay. And there comes the time when a man might lose his shit in his mind, then start acting a little crazy. Maybe his daddy dropped him on the head as a baby. Maybe a crazy woman left him and it turned his brain to gravy.
That line, those lines right there, you could easily miss that. So many people love this song because it's, I'm a crazy motherfucker. I'm a crazy motherfucker walking, like almost like a fight song. Like I'm a bow up. I'm a fuck you up. I'm a crazy motherfucker. Nah, man. No. Let's go back a couple of seconds here. Let me break it down for you. This is just subjective, but I did know the man for a good 18 years. So check this out.
It joined his brain to gravy. The head as a baby. Then start acting a little crazy.
Alright, I think this is it.
And there comes the time.
Nope, just before.
You got to give me back the pay.
Alright, listen up.
And there comes the time when a man might lose his shit.
There comes a time when a man or woman might lose his or her shit in their mind. In their mind.
In his mind. Then start acting a little crazy.
And then start acting a little fucking crazy.
Maybe his daddy dropped him on the head as a baby.
Maybe his daddy dropped him on his head as a baby. Maybe his daddy did some other shit. Maybe his mama did some shit. Maybe some people did some shit.
Maybe a crazy woman left him and it joined his brain to gravy.
Maybe a crazy woman left him and turned his brain to gravy. Turned his brain to gravy. Turned that shit into gravy.
Yeah, feeling a little crazy. Like spitting on a toenail and chewing on a daisy.
feeling a little crazy, like spitting on a toenail or chewing on a daisy.
You know, some of these motherfuckers will make you feel so crazy. You got to give me back.
Some of these motherfuckers will make you feel a little crazy. Some of these motherfuckers will make you feel crazy. Let's see here. No problem, Inca. Yeah, no, I'm all about making it clear the message that the artists are singing. I love to. Hell, there's probably a lot of shit of my own that a lot of people are like, I don't know what you're really saying. It's pretty. It sounds good. Sounds good. Don't know what you necessarily mean. I write it kind of ambiguously. Oh, Shadow Fox was the horse from Lord of the Rings. Okay. We finally have cult convergence. Well, is that good, Whitney? I read a really cool paper by William Sims Bainbridge about digital or convergence and divergence in digital communities. It's Springfield published it. There's only 4 chapters. It's really good. Barb, I appreciate thank you for your what do you call it? Condolences? Yeah. Or your consolation. I appreciate that. I do. Like, I'd probably cry if you came in here and gave me a hug. When I went to Lake Charles and I saw my friend Charles Lyons, who we've talked about morbidly, I'll admit, we've talked about, who's gonna suck ass, whoever dies first. Because there are, in the music community, kind of like that memorial I went to, is fucking a preview. A lot of, no, I don't want to speak about the personal family stuff, but it was the set pieces were his art. It was beautiful. The floral arrangement was beautiful. Yes, you looked him up, and he's holding a guitar in flames. Are all the lyrics autobiographical? No. Some are, some aren't. Similar case with me. I don't always write autobiographical stuff. I believe that, just subjectively, that this is probably somewhat autobiographical. Like, he could be talking about some crazy meth head that ain't him, or he could be talking about how crazy the world has made him feel. So, yeah, let's finish it up. Give me back the pain.
You got to give me back the pain. You got to give me back the pain. You got to give me back the pain. You got to give me back the pain. You got to give me back the pain. You got to give me back the pain. You got to give me back the pain. You got to give me back the pain. Don't you know? You got to give me back the pain. Don't you know? You got me falling on my knees. Don't you know?
do a courtesy fade here. Compliments of the Westbrook brothers and their insistence on the use of the courtesy fade. The courtesy fade is when you slowly slide the fader down instead of abruptly stopping the video. And it has the nice side effect of you don't have to listen to Ryan Reynolds, even though I do like Ryan Reynolds commercials. Title track off of that album, How to Kill a Horse. So, about horses, you know, I've been around horses. I had a horse when I was a kid and a mule and pigs and a calf and rabbits and chickens and well, I mean, you know, I grew up in the country on a farm. So horses, and my neighbors had horses, a full stable for their barn, and but sometimes put them in the hay. If there was an extra horse someone needed or wanted to break or whatever, you put them in the. You take one of your horses and put them in the hay stall, and then you put the horse you want to break in the other stall. And if you got a wilder horse, what you do is you leave them in there for 3 days with no food and water. And then you bring them water. Whoever is going to be handling that horse needs to be bringing them the water. And you start with water and then you give food. And the horse will stop being, ideally, the horse will stop being hostile towards the person bringing them the water and the food. Horses are fucking magnificent creatures. I feel like I'm having a flashback, Artax. So some horses, just like any other animal that gets abused, can go crazy. And they're not necessarily a danger to people. I mean, they definitely can be if somebody is like not heeding the fucking nonverbal signals that the horse is saying, "Hey, I don't want nothing to fucking do with you, and I will trample you and stomp you and kick you and buck you and whatever." So like if you can't read the nonverbals, yeah, you're gonna get hurt. But some horses get so wild, possibly because of the way they grew up or how they were reared or trained or abused. They can be so disruptive to the stable that the other horses start to go wild as well in small ways, and then if you let it go long enough, then they can all go wild. So that's generally something you don't want happening at your stable. And if you bring it to another stable, you're putting that stable in the same situation. You can let it go wild, I guess. Let it go somewhere, but someone's gonna end up saying, "Oh, well, there's a horse," and they may get hurt. So there's a point where I'm sure you know where this is going. You kill the fucking horse to end its misery. It's an act of it's not an act of uh, it's not supposed to be anyways. It shouldn't be an act of it is an act of violence, but it shouldn't be um, an act without compassion. And that seems uh, impossible, right, at first glance, because how can compassion and violence exist the same moment when you pull that trigger? I wish I could ask Deej that. But I've seen it done. It had to be done on one horse that I know of. And the compassion and the violence existed in the same moment. So, um, and I was young, but there was a relief, the sweet release of death for that horse. It didn't have to suffer anymore. It knew that it was suffering. It knew that it was not really good for the other horses. It knew it hated other horses. It hated its own kind. You know? Um, we're not any different than nature. Trees outside are going to be the same thing I'm going to be in fucking a little longer time, but for me, a short time. Just dust. So we share that common, and that's a deep thread to share. We share that common thread. And, yeah. How to Kill a Horse has some lines in it that are really cool. So I'll do it same way I did the last song. This isn't the music show. I don't know what this is. But you're here for it, so enjoy. We're going to listen to another 4-minute and 49-second song by Deej Leg, Brother Deej, and then I'll shut up about him. He's gone. His album came out Friday, brand new album, Prophecy Records. Maybe I'll talk about some of the stuff that was coming up in chat because I have some thoughts. And aspersions. So I did the courtesy fade. I need to crank the volume up for this. I'll try not to blow you away.
So I asked Chat.
Nope, I keep hitting the wrong goddamn one because the song is called How to Kill a Horse and so's the album. How to Kill a Horse on How to Kill a Horse. Here it is.
Deep in the warm driving rain, there's a shadow that old man can't clean. horse to kill. Can you help me bind his reins? Deep in the ruins of shame, where only dogs, dust, and fools shall remain. I kicked and cracked my heel to find a vein, to beget a tear and yet be gone away. I got a horse to kill. Can you help me bind his reins? I got a horse to kill that no man can break.
Okay, so deep in the warm driving rain, there's a shadow that all men claim. So come to me slowly and lay. I got a horse to kill. Can you help me bind his reins? Deep in the ruins of shame, where only dogs, dust, and fools shall remain. I kicked and cracked my heel to find a vein. Now, if you've worn spurs and you've seen a horse's stomach, sometimes they got big veins coming out. You hit a vein and they don't necessarily like it, but it'll get them going. Or a nerve. So, I kicked and cracked my heel to find a vein, to beget a tear and yet be gone away. I got a horse to kill. Can you help me bind his reins? Now, to beget a tear, well, that's very poetic. Who's the one crying? Is it the horse or is it the rider? Or is it both? On the way to kill this horse.
Deep in the dogma of dreams, where only fog, fate, and fools shall remain. Some say the evil will wane, to beget a fear and yet be gone away. I got a horse to kill. Can you help me bind his reins? I got a horse to kill that no man can break.
So, deep in the dogma of dreams, where only fog, fate, and fools shall remain. The dogma of dreams, dogmatic, pie in the sky, or some adherence to an unconfirmed belief, where only fog, fate, and fool shall remain. Mysteries, mysticism, fools that allow others to take advantage of them. Some say the evil will wane. Some say it's going to stop. The world will get better. To beget a fear and yet be gone away. I mean, I see that as a statement of fear of the world, World's fucking crazy. It's fine. I got a horse to kill. Can you help me bind his reins? I got a horse to kill that no man can break. And then the end.
No man can
So, yeah. He was going to move to Germany. And some of the earlier comments in the chat about some other wackadoodle group. About the LDS cults and other cults coming to light. I mean, there's some that just have the spotlight all the time, right? But then there's all the others. I'd love to be able to provide the option for it was brought to my attention by Andrew Bustamante, like what's the US going to look like in 12 years? And for a former CIA guy, he's like, yeah, I mean, there's probably other reasons he wants to get out of the USA. Former CIA living anywhere, probably going to get some perks. But besides that, what opportunities are my children going to have? Is my thing. Freezy knew, I sometimes wish I was born in the Wild West. Well, you wish in one hand and piss in the other, see which one fills up first. There's something that you would hear in the Wild West. All of my step family or family, whatever you want to call it, the Marshes and the Roushes and it's all the Irish family, the DeLongs. I mean, one generation, 2 generations ago, they still lived like it was the fucking Wild West. So we can talk about that sometime and what it's like. It's not bad, but yeah, it's not bad, but it really, you feel like you do bad. I felt like I do bad things. There's a lot of killing going on in the Wild West, and it's not all. It's similar to how to kill a horse. There are a lot of horses in Texas. Had a lot of livestock in Texas. Sometimes, like was it Barb was saying, she had to call in for a deer. Well, there's tons of deer in Texas. Sometimes you have to. You don't have to, but to end the suffering of a creature, and for it to provide you sustenance in some way, if you don't waste it, um, is something that is very much part of that lifestyle culture, whatever. Still is. Hunting, trapping, all this stuff that we do down here in Louisiana, Sportsman's Paradise in Texas. Um, which their state motto is drive friendly. You could drive all day and night and not get through Texas. Um, huh, shit. I'm not even touching that one, Barb. Um, that's a hard thing to do. To put your pet down. But there's a difference between livestock and pets. I mean, there's a distinction at least. There had to be. I learned that very young whenever we butchered Porky. And there's yeah, I still enjoyed the animals, but I just didn't get as close because you never know when you might need to eat. Texans do not drive friendly. Uh No, Willie, I did not hear about the three Mexican huge politicians being convicted of money laundering and drugs in the U.S. Garcia Lune's young blood, and a third, you don't know, pardoned. Well, yeah, man. Because the truth is that the United States government um, arrested or assassinated all of the independent. Uh, They weren't politicians, but they had the kind of power politicians have. So the mob, they got rid of the mob for the most part. There's an author here in New Orleans, T.C. Eliot, who wrote a interesting, not super compelling, but an interesting book of an account of a woman who had a alleged affair with John F. Kennedy. And there was one group, one mob that didn't get rubbed out completely, and it was down here. And supposedly they carried out the JFK assassination. So, um, who knows? But that doesn't surprise me. Government is just legal mafia. They do the same thing, but they do it all formal. And, like, it's protection money. It's, defense. When you pay your taxes and all this stuff, like, it goes towards medical, defense, blah, da, da. And it's the same thing as paying for fucking protection money. And then they get involved with the banks and scam people, swindle people, make more money off the money they take from you, and launder it through their way, other countries or whatever, companies, nonprofits, and then they give you back a portion of what you paid, or they give you back some of what you paid. So they figured out a way to do it to where it's more rewarding, seemingly, than having local representatives. But any representative that I've ever come across, and I've come across quite a few, um, political representatives, they're of another world. They have no real understanding of what it's like to be a poor, to be what it's like to be middle class, if that even exists anymore. They're just so disconnected from it all. Um, these are just my opinions. But let's see. Don't make friends with your food. Yeah. uh, oh, Whitney. Growing up, we were taught not to have feelings about the livestock on the farms. Yeah. Well, see, there is that. I wouldn't. Yeah. I was. I learned how to have enough care and to really take care of the animals so they had a good life because I knew what was coming for them. And that was my closeness. So instead of getting like emotionally close, my closeness was like making sure they're really happy and taken care of for when the day they die, they can at least have had a very happy life. Um, later, Xenu. I watch a lot of sheep and ranch YouTubes, and saying is popular when if you have livestock, if you have dead stock. The saying is popular if you have livestock, you have dead stock. I like that. That's funny. Hmm. Yeah. Inked. I suppose a horse is more familiar to a pet than to livestock in terms of emotional affinity a human has for them. Don't you think so? Um, yeah, the relationship between Homo sapiens and um, the equine genus goes back almost, it's not as far back as dogs, but I'd say that because of their size, their girth, the different jobs they can do that are so different than dogs, whenever man discovered horse and the Native Americans started using horses. Um, I'm speaking of this part of the world, but it was so revolutionary. I bet the dogs felt really shitty. They're like, it's like the new baby. Because these horses could do things they couldn't. They got a lot of attention. Uh, but I've also seen dogs and horses work amazingly together. But they've had a long time to adapt to the new species being integrated. Adaptability. Australian cattle hounds are incredibly intelligent, work really good with horses. And they get along with them too. That's another thing. They're intelligent, and they kind of learn horses like they learn people. Yeah. So what else? It's fine. Hmm. Life is short, man. Um, silence. Good shit. Some of these motherfuckers can make you crazy. Maybe a woman left him and turned his brain into gravy. A moment of silence. It's like your brain doesn't know what to do sometimes. Asked to take a moment of silence. Well, for what? And your mind starts going places. Like, where am I supposed to be right now? What am I supposed to be doing? What about dinner? What about lunch? Did I eat breakfast? Do I need to take a shower today? Can I pay my bills? How am I going to solve this problem? They can go on forever. I think they actually kind of do. To me, a moment of silence is to try to get to the end of that endless brain train of thoughts, like being tossed out of a train like paper out of the windows, just thoughts. You gotta pick them all up off the ground and sort them out. No. I imagine clouds, and I just pick one of those damn thoughts, and figure out what it is, and then just take a deep breath, and then imagine that cloud just going, just reveals a blue sky. It's kind of like going to your problems, maybe. Maybe it's an addiction. But sitting in a moment of silence that lasts, I don't know, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour or hours, depending on how much is on my mind. Pretty beneficial. Feels good. Can you help me? I'm cleaning up brush today, moving a few cedar trees, starting 160 plants. Dude, if I did that, I mean, I lifted a couch this week. That part wasn't the hard part. We had to move the couch out of the studio, but I picked up a plastic case, hard shell case, full of, well, it had 300-foot snakes in it. Not real snakes. They're just things. It's for audio. It's like big, thick copper cable. And I just bent over and picked it up. I used my back like a fucking idiot, because I didn't want to make 3 trips. So, if I did, I wish I could help you. I wish I could help you. Moving cedar trees also seems kind of difficult. Like transplanting them. You got some gear. Like I could work a front end loader and a bucket. We're getting a little more winter here. You said last day of winter, Willie. We're getting a cold snap, 40 degrees. It's probably going to fuck my sinuses up even worse. I'm going to be diving into editing in between the broadcasts that I do weekly, which I'll promote, I guess. It's not really promotion here. It's more like I'm just letting y'all know what I'm doing, because this is us. All right, so you obviously already know that I do this, and this is a mess. I need to. Some of it isn't bad. The features, those were planned things. You got the backflash stuff and all of my stuff from 2015 and 2020 that's totally disorganized. That part is. Some also appears on stuff, and then this is all the stuff I used to do in between the videos. Scientology videos. Some of them are related to it, some of them weren't. Oh, I forgot I made it easy on myself. So this is the LaFleur Brothers official YouTube, and I got a couple performances here from January 5th. Got the single from 2023, the album from 2022, and the single from 2021, and the new video for Climb to the Bottom, made with AI. That's about all I got there. But there'll be more. I'm working on I'm editing some footage from last January from some interviews at the studio. Then there is, okay, so on that channel, I don't have a regular broadcast, but the music is being broadcast on this platform, Rumble, and it's 24/7. And there's some albums there that no one has really ever heard. Right now, there's only 4. I'm going to do a maintenance and put some more in, and hopefully it's not still repeating the same song. I don't know what happened, but let's check. Let's see what's playing right now. Nope, that's not it. You need to go all the way over here. Why aren't you going to go all the way here? Okay. So Lingus is playing right now. This is the 24-hour, 24/7 Delta Gold media stream. There is some stuff on here that's not anywhere else, but all of the high noon stuff is on YouTube. There's basically just a handful of broadcasts. So there's that, which I guess I'll go to the YouTube Delta Gold Media. Last week I did the memorial broadcast for Brother Deej. And that was the number 29. I've got links to the last album that me and Rick and Matthew Moore made. All Matthew Moore's material. And then I've got a link to the last album that me and Travis made. I've got a link to Jesse Taylor's album. I've got a link to Band of Sinners album. I've got a link to Ashes of Babylon album. I got a link to Rollin' 1247's album. I got a link to a Loaded 44's album, Roscoe Pebbles album, a Lingus album, and a Cortez Del Mar album. Wonderful. All right. Octane Sound. I don't do regular broadcasts on this. What? Unknown error. Is that a broken link? There we go. So I do tutorials sometimes on how to work this board in front of me. Uh, General feature of what is octane sound. It's very generic. And then demo reels, some funny gag reels, production reels, some older live performances that I've filmed in 2012 and 2007. Um, and then that's that. So if you're into audio, that's cool. Maybe for you. And then so my gaming channel, I'm doing broadcasts Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Mondays, you see, Mondays, play a video game called DayZ with my friends. Thursdays, Wednesdays I do Enshrouded stuff with my friend Richard Scott Padon, who's in Northern California. We do Ron Story Bro on Thursdays, which is my friend Roland from Vegas, guy named Vinny, guy named Buck. These are all their handles. And it's a tactical realism sim. The goal is to not kill people. The goal is to serve and protect, basically. Hell Dives on Sunday with my buddy Ash, who is I'll just call him a high spectrum gamer, because this guy, within usually a week or two, he is at the end game top tier heavy meta. And so hell diving with him is always a challenge for most of us because we're not all as skilled as he is. Also on this page, I have a podcast talking about the Bainbridge document that William Sims was drafting in the first 7 years of Fallen Earth, where he was talking about convergence and divergence in digital and virtual communities. And I think that's, even though this is might not be your cup of tea, talking about digital convergence and divergence in digital communities is a relevant topic to some of the things that y'all have watched, been into. The second season is totally different. It's all commentary video from all of the conflict that occurred. And I know there was another thing I wanted to show on this is the featured and affiliated. I haven't updated this in a while. I think I might update this. Yeah, definitely time for an update. So yeah, it's 11:25. I feel like I've had your ear for no damn good reason. I didn't have anything. I don't have anything prepared. I thought about Doug. I do often think about Doug right before I hit broadcast, because he used to get so nervous about going live. But he did go live a lot, and divergence is my jam at work. What do you mean by that, Witness? Let's see. Inca, do you know the difference between Rumble and Twitch? Do you prefer Rumble for any reason? Yes, I prefer Rumble over Twitch simply because Twitch doesn't make any sense to me. And I am not a dummy when it comes to the interwebs. Makes me sound like a dummy, but I'm not. And Twitch just has never offered any kind of platform that suits me. it's great for streamers, groups of streamers that restream their own content. And there's a lot of what you call it, yeah, it's kind of like syndication, but it's not. It's like private syndication, and people have gotten sponsors, like not even small sponsors, big sponsors, and that is always like a draw for a platform like that. But I have no illusions about it. It's like I'm not getting Mountain Dew or Doritos or anything like that to run an ad on my thing. So Rumble also, you skip the whole. So I go back in time here. YouTube didn't used to have a minimum subscriber count to become monetized. If it did, it was like 100 or something. It was very low. And then they bumped it to 1,000. And that's why there were all these streams, broadcasts. To me, there's a difference between a stream and a broadcast. And I know it's might sound like, what's the word? Semantics, but I guess I started. Maybe it's just I started young. I'm not old enough to say, I've been in broadcast for a long time, but like I started young, so I met some older broadcasters. They were very influential in my development. They taught me stuff. So to me, a broadcast is different than a stream. When I think of streaming and streamers and people saying, I'm going to be a streamer, they don't necessarily have a any kind of plan. And I've encountered this in gaming, where because a lot of gamers are like, I want to stream. And it's like, well, what do you want to stream? What are you doing with it? What's the purpose of it? Is it going to be a theme? Is there going to have any theme, a topic, or anything? It's slightly ironic that I'm talking about this today, because it's just jumping from one lily pad to the next. But I've done plenty of broadcasting where, it's topical. So I don't really care if I'm not being super topical on Monday, March 18th, 2024, Billy Corgan's birthday, after a rough week last week. I'm starting this week in a low gear, not high gear. But Rumble bypasses all of that immediately and just gives you a monetized account. So the idea with Delta Gold Media on Rumble is to get the music, and also Rumble has a lot less trouble with claims. I've had to deal with a lot of claim disputes, or just leave a claim undisputed until they figure out, oh, well, this person cannot make a claim. They're just spamming claim. And it's annoying. Rumble kind of just, somehow or another, they either are ignoring it or they're blocking these spam claims. And most of these claims are spam claims. Some of the worst of them are shell companies of Sony, Warner, and Universal that are operating in other countries that are just claiming rights to music of anything that's not in their catalog to see if the person will respond and dispute it. And if they don't, then hey, that's extra lanyap. Sweep it off the floor, put it in the catalog. It may be useless, but at least it's more content. Behavior. It's predatory. It's very much like patent trolling. And yeah, I think it's bullshit. And because YouTube got armbarred by Sony, Warner, and Uni in 2012 or whatever, whenever that started. What's up, Nikarasu? Why? It's on Do Not Disturb. Why? Is it disturbing me? Right? Do Not Disturb should it's on Do Not Disturb. Nikarasu. Yeah, so the Rumble thing, Inca, they just give you a monetized account, and there are no real. Well, it's different than YouTube. I can't say in exactly the right ways, but they're not hiding certain things from certain people because Google and YouTube are integrated, and so everything that you say and all of your things and all that is stored in Google, so you're not getting a clear picture, a clear enough picture compared to 20 years ago. You do a Google search. Google and Facebook, they kind of show you, they tailor your content, you know. It may not show you something you may not want to see. And sometimes we got to see some things we don't want to see so that we know that they exist. And then we can fucking grab a stick and whack something. Stop it. Comprends? Think of Ghostbusters, Whitney, but digital streams coming at you all at once. It's my job mostly to make them behave nicely. Well, that would. Yeah, I could see how you would be dealing with convergence and divergence daily then. Unstable datum? Good morning. Unstable datum. That's a Scientology thing. False data. False data stripping. Oh yeah, we need to do some false data stripping on so and so, aka reprogramming. Are you reprogramming unstable datum? If so, congratulations. Reprogramming, deprogramming. I recommend doing your own programming. So, these are really good. These are the strawberry Veronas from Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm remembers. I don't know why Seth MacFarlane always picked on Pepperidge Farms. Maybe there is some kind of crazy long family history the Pepperidge Farms like owning slaves or something, but he was always making jokes in the American Dad scripts about Pepperidge Farms. Unstable datum never end doing self-programming with weed and YouTube rabbit holes. Well, right on. Right on. That's good. I was in, and yeah, I kind of started on forums and blogs and stuff, and then ended up on YouTube. I was scared of YouTube because of hearing the OT3 materials. Um, I always used to bring enough to share. Me and my mom would, this is true. If I wanted to have like something sweet like cookies or something like that, or red velvet cake to bring to school, mom would be like, "Well, you can't bring it to school if you don't have enough to share." And so we'd make a cake or make some cookies, and then in the morning bring it to the teacher. And at lunch, the teacher would be like, "Well, everybody can say thank you to Miss Sawyer and Marcus for making these cookies or this cake or whatever." So, yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get to the point where I could put this under a little scanner, and everyone could just print one right then, and we could share it. That would be amazing. Like, taste this fucking thing. Mm. Mm. They're really good. It's like there's jelly in the middle. So, unstable datum. Never seen you before. You're new here. Is there anything that I can help you with? You have any questions? I have my hard sell pack right here. They're called Veronas. Blues. They're called Verona. It's a strawberry flavor. I gotta eat something, y'all. I came straight into the studio this morning at 8. Man, I came straight into the studio this morning at 8, and I hadn't ate. English. Figure it out. Fucking English is weird, isn't it? Makes me wish I grew up and learned my native tongue. Barb tries. I have a question about a woman I was standing behind loading a plane from Charleston to Charlotte. Okay, well, shoot. Unstable datum. This is CO Bilf. I switched it up because I think the old handle offended some people. I do like the new handle. I do. I didn't find the old one offensive, but I do like unstable datum. I love the little handles like that. In the forums, 2011, 2012, 2013, I was going by Esto. All right. she had a bunch of, this is Barb's question. She had a bunch of file folders over her shoulder, and I read one tab, staff rehatting. Was she a Scientologist? Odds are, yeah, but I'm not gonna say 100% yeah. It hats and hatting is an older term. You know, it's been used outside of Scientology. Um, put on your cowboy hat, put on your big boy hat, put on your plumber hat, put on your musician's hat, put on your thinking cap. So it's not an uncommon, whatever you want to call it, idiomatic phrase. Um, but considering that there is some new grand opening happening in, where is it? Somewhere up near New York. When were you going to Charlotte? Like, when was this? ¿Qué es esto? Mm. You think you're a coward? Nah, I don't think you're a coward. I think that one of the things that puts people in these positions of authority is assuming authority. And this is an old fucking concept and idea. In truism, power is assumed. So, if it would have been me, I would have probably thought, because I've been around Scientologists after leaving, and I've done this online before as well. If you assume, if you take that, the 48 rules of power, and you assume power competently and coherently, even if you don't know a damn thing about what you're saying, people will fucking believe you. It's the damnedest thing. If you just talk real loud and authoritative, you can get people to do things. And then people will start to be like, wow, this guy's, as long as, obviously, there's relationship dynamics, there's social dynamics, there's all that stuff. But all this to say is that, like, I would have presented to her, I would have at least thought about presenting to her as a senior particle. And it helps to think about it in terms of that, because that's how Scientologists, a lot of them, think or are taught. And you don't know where a senior particle may be, because if you're going on an airplane flight and she's got a folder that says staff rehatting, well, that just means that they're about to hat some people, train some people, and drill some people, and brainwash some people. Into doing whatever it is that they're going to be doing for the next period of time. So that person would be in probably ethics or qualifications. And yeah, I get why you would have been shy to do it, because you might not feel confident enough to know what those different divisions are like, and what their little individual cultures are, because there are different all 7 divisions. And each have certain checks and balances, believe it or not. Division 6 could kind of checkmate Division 7 in certain instances. So the executive division could sort of be like, we want you to do this, and Div 6 could be like, nope, source says otherwise, and I'll show you where it's written. So, yeah, you can fake it if you know enough, and you could have literally demanded to see those folders, to see those names, because you're a senior CS, and you could have said, I just saw the tab on that folder, and it says whatever, new staff hatting or staff rehatting, and no one needs to see that. So you just committed an overt, and I am going to review this folder, because if I can't trust you to not keep something confidential, then I'm going to look through your shit and see what else you didn't keep confidential. Might sound crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy that you can just assume power. But it's been done over and over and over again by crazy motherfuckers. Cuckoo bug-eyed with some egg-fried beans looking motherfuckers. Yeah, Whitney, slipping people info. I know you're joking, but in all seriousness, slipping people info about the bridge or their case or OT levels or clear cognitions, not helpful. That's an immediate like giveaway. It's like, oh, okay, no, you're not a Scientologist. You're just an SP. Let's see what Barb's saying. A week ago today. Okay, so that tracks with rehatting, because if they're opening an org up there, people would be en route, probably from LA, to rehat people. And sometimes staff rehatting, it may not even be staff. It may just be not paid actors, but volunteers, paid volunteers that aren't like full staff members for the event itself. And so they will have entire hat packs for an event, for a specific event. Like, this is what's going to happen. They drill it. This is what you're going to do. And they do that to keep the complete environment under control. Here in the Bible Belt, I never expected to be anywhere near close to a Scientologist. I was just like, wow. Yeah, well, it's a small world. It's smaller than we realize. Is Walt Disney going to make a claim on me now? It's a small world after all. Pretty emotional week last week. So I'm taking her easy this week, starting in low gear. I don't know, like, y'all might be in like high gear, ready to go, ready for summer, like Willie, getting ready to move some cedar trees and plant some plants. Fucking A, man. But we all have our moments. We all have our times. Um, so that's where I'm at. I've got some music to do tomorrow. Um, some yeah, some music for some YouTube channel. Uh, I did not know that Free Xenu Project had a YouTube channel, but he asked me to do some derivative work of an old video game called Shadow Run. It's a cool ass game, really cool music, and so I'll get a workflow going with the video editing and the uh, derivative compositions. And and I got a basketball game. Hi, my name is Marcus. I got a basketball game tomorrow. I just realized I didn't play the intro today. Something felt off. That's how low gear I am today. I didn't even play the intro. Um, Catching up on chat. Yeah, Chicago. I just when it comes to Chicago, I just as long as they know the area they're working in, because New Orleans, Chicago, New York, parts of L.A. You know, you don't want to end up in the wrong place, wrong time. Barb planning to cook today, but they may not happen. I'm allowed to take a minute or two or more to grieve and be. Well, like I said, last week was um, difficult, uh, but it wasn't all bad. I guess the most difficult part was the leading into the week last week, because I've been talking about Deej for almost 2 weeks now, and it's not. I don't think it's that often or common in many states to have these sort of cultural musical beacons, ambassadors, or whatever you want to call them, that have the amount of success to where the state itself is like has a some kind of an interest in preserving the legacy and whatnot of their work. And Deej was just getting started, really, but he got a late start. He was already doing the thing 13 years before I was. That's how we met, because I was the young, hip music business kid agent from Music Square One, who was telling him what to watch for in digital publishing, and also to not worry too much about releasing his material um, for use in free use case scenarios. It ultimately landed him a lot of synchronization because he already had a catalog of 13 years. So things just kind of actually went pretty quickly for him once the Digital Millennium Copyright Act 2 was signed. And Quentin Tarantino's kind of like really awesome when it comes to soundtracks. He really uh, uh, cares about the artist that, yeah, the music and the picture make what he's doing. So he, the music is as important as the actor, as is important as the scene, as is important as the lighting, as is important as the story. It is all important, and he doesn't have to compensate the musicians the way that he does, but he does. He's very generous, and yeah, it helped a lot. And it's one of those who's gonna fill their shoes type of thing. Because being brother Deej, yeah, couldn't have been easy. So, um, oh yeah, Lori, I am comfortable as fuck. I uh, I have a drafting chair over there that I used to use, but I can only sit in that for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I do like the drafting chair, and there are some that are really, uh, posh, and you can sit in them pretty much all day. It's like a recliner, but it moves it has the profile and moves like a drafting chair. That would be fucking killer. But I've had this thing for uh, since 2014, so uh, 10 years. I've had this recliner, um, but I haven't in those 10 years. I probably used it for 4 because I couldn't bring it with me everywhere I went. Um, Constitutional law, yeah, I love that shit too. I studied laws at McNeese State University under Thomas Lane. He was a brutal teacher, um, and a weirdo, and I really didn't like the political slant in the class. It was just a law class. Like, just talk about constitutional law. Um, MTN is keeping me fairly sane. I don't know what that is. Willie Weed, we have a 3-inch wide zero gravity folding chair in my greenhouse. What? 3 foot, sorry. Zero gravity folding chair. I don't even know what that looks like. Oh, dude, now you're talking. Fall asleep under the stars in a hammock. Is that what that is? Zero gravity folding chair, otherwise known as a hammock. I like those the hammocks from Vietnam. These mesh hammock. They almost look like insect cocoons, but it was this like um, thread. It was very. I don't know. It was like being in a womb, and I loved that hammock, but they were there were jungle hammocks. They're hard to find. Uh, that specific style. I don't know. 350-pound rated. Well, if you weigh 350 to 500 pounds, you should probably go see a doctor and you know see if it's genetic or whatever, because that's unhealthy. Um, unless it's not for you, and you're just a big person, and it's like it's not unhealthy. It's a mesh like my screen for the summer in my greenhouse. Okay, yeah, because that's kind of what this hammock was like. I was describing. It's like a mesh cocoon, and you kind of hop in it. You sit in it, and then you lay down, and then it wraps around you, and all you got to do to get out is just open it up, like spread your hands out. I got nothing else. Midas Touch Network. Okay, I'll have to maybe see what that's about. Um, Thanks for hanging, everybody, this morning. Rest of the week, I hope y'all have a great week. Get it started right. I don't feel like I contributed much to your week by sitting here and just kind of babbling away. But I mean well, and I hope that y'all have a good week. Thanks for the Lulu howl. We love that shit, especially Cynthia. That's why she be spamming it. You might think she's trying to pimp me out, but she just wants to hear Lulu howl. It took us a long time to get that recorded. Uh, Believe it or not, it took a long time. So, live long and prosper. See you next week.